The day of my father-in-law's funeral should have been about grief. About family. About saying goodbye. Instead, it became the day my entire world shattered. Because that was the day my unemployed husband, who I had carried for years, suddenly inherited $400 million. I thought our struggles were finally over. I thought love had finally been rewarded. But what followed wasn't a fairy tale. It was a nightmare that destroyed my marriage, my trust, and nearly my sanity. Before I unravel how $400 million turned the man I loved into a stranger, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you'll want to hear this story until the very end, because the twist will leave you questioning everything you know about love and money. And if you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, type in the comments. I promise, I'll be reading every single one. I met my husband, Daniel, when we were both in our mid-20s. I had just graduated, hustling through night shifts and side gigs to pay off my student loans. Daniel? He was charming, funny, and always had big dreams, but no real plan. He bounced from job to job. Bartender 1 month, startup founder the next, then unemployed for weeks. His family criticized him relentlessly. They whispered at gatherings, called him the disappointment, and openly asked me why I stayed. But I did. I stayed. I worked double shifts to cover the rent, put food on the table, and shielded him from their judgment. I believed in him. In us. I would look at him and think, one day, he'll prove them wrong. One day, all this sacrifice will pay off. Little did I know, that day would come, but not in the way I imagined. Fast forward 5 years. Daniel's father, a stern but successful businessman, passed away after a sudden illness. His funeral was heavy with grief and awkward silences. His family was gathered in black suits and somber dresses, and the tension was palpable. After the burial, the lawyer gathered everyone in the family's estate library. The air was thick with anticipation. When the will was read, jaws dropped. Daniel was named the sole heir, $400 million. I squeezed his hand, tears in my eyes, whispering, "Baby, our struggles are finally over. We'll never have to worry again." But when I looked at him, his face was unreadable. His grip tightened on my hand, but his eyes looked past me, distant, calculating. That was the first moment I realized, this money wasn't going to save us. It was going to destroy us. Within weeks, Daniel changed. At first, it was subtle: new clothes, expensive colognes, dinners at high-end restaurants. I didn't mind. After years of penny pinching, we deserved to enjoy ourselves. But soon, it spiraled. He bought sports cars in every color. He flew to Vegas with friends I'd never met. He threw parties so extravagant they made headlines. And me? The woman who had supported him when he had nothing? He left me sitting at home, drowning in loneliness inside a mansion that echoed with emptiness. I tried to remind him, we built this life together. Don't forget who was there when you had nothing. But his response cut deeper than any knife. Don't act like you weren't waiting for this. You stuck with me because you knew one day the money would come. I couldn't believe it. Me, the woman who had sacrificed everything, was being accused of being a gold digger. Our arguments grew louder, more frequent. He stopped coming home. Days turned into weeks. When he did show up, he reeked of alcohol and perfume that wasn't mine. Rumors reached me. Women. Drugs. Reckless investments. I tried to confront him, but he brushed me off with laughter. Relax, babe. You're just not used to the high life. This is how winners live. But I didn't feel like a winner. I felt like a prisoner in a golden cage. Friends and family urged me to leave. But my heart was chained to the man I once loved, the man who whispered dreams into my ear in our tiny apartment. I wanted to believe he was still in there somewhere. Then came the night that broke me. I had prepared his favorite dinner, hoping to have one real conversation, hoping to pull him back to me. He didn't show up. At midnight, I saw a photo online, Daniel, in another city, arm around a woman half my age, champagne bottle in hand. I cried until my body gave out. The next morning, he came home, eyes bloodshot but smirk intact. "Don't wait up for me anymore," he said flatly. "You'll get your share, don't worry." Share? Like I was just some stranger waiting for scraps. That was the moment I realized I had already lost him. Not to another woman, not even to money, but to himself. Weeks passed in silence. Then one night, the phone rang. It was his lawyer. My stomach dropped. "Your husband, he's lost nearly everything." I thought I misheard. But it was true. The $400 million was gone, siphoned away by reckless investments, gambling debts, and parasites disguised as friends. Daniel hadn't abandoned me because he didn't love me. He abandoned me because he was drowning in shame. And when he finally came crawling back, he wasn't the glamorous millionaire anymore. He was broke. Broken. And begging. He fell to his knees in front of me, tears streaming down his face. "Please, forgive me. I'll change. Help me start over, like before." But something inside me shifted. I looked at him and realized he had never truly valued me. Not when he had nothing. Not when he had everything. And not now, when he had lost it all. For the first time in years, I chose myself. I walked away. I left him with his regrets, his debts, his broken promises. Because sometimes the greatest wealth isn't in money, it's in knowing your worth. He inherited $400 million, and lost it all. But in the end, I gained something far more valuable: clarity. Money can buy luxury. It can buy friends. It can even buy love for a while. But it can never buy loyalty. And when the fortune vanished, so did everything he thought made him powerful. But me? I walked away richer than ever, with my dignity, my freedom, and my peace. Now I want to hear from you. What would you have done? Would you have stayed and helped rebuild, or walked away like I did? Tell me in the comments. And if this story made you feel something, anger, sadness, strength, hit the like button and subscribe, because I have more stories that will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about love, trust, and money. Until next time, remember, wealth may fade, but self-respect lasts forever.